Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Jakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ki Paikavita Ya Maryata Rakshati Vaishnavanam Kripavalam Aravaprasthakami Shri Bhakti Dham Bharatimashyami Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Namine Shri Varshavanavadevi Daitaya Kripabhate Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namah Madhurya Jvala Premadya Sri Rupanuga Bhaktida Sri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Sri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virudappa Siddhanta Dvantaharine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, Dandavat Pranam to all of you. And yes, I think by now most of you have, we have come back again to normal life, let's say. Everyone is attending again his duties, I think so, slowly. And yeah, but surely one thing is sure, that we have got one thing in common. And that is the taste of being around, really, or very close to a pure sadhu for one full month, actually, those who were here. And yes, it is surely something which will have an incredible effect on our souls. And I think it is something what we don't want to miss any longer from our lives, no? That kind of special attraction which is there. Attraction, love, shelter, and care, no? And I think all of us could feel that kind of higher taste, actually. And it is really strange, because that kind of feeling, it is actually meant to be our normal stage, no? Our normal state of mind would be like that. It feels like a baby which is just sitting in the lap of his father or mother and completely carefree, no tension at all. So it's such a precious feeling what we got, what we could feel and experience, no? And now it's the only art is how can we carry this feeling all the time with us? Now, is it possible? like that. Yes, it is. Actually, if we take again that example of the baby, then for the baby also it doesn't really matter much in what surrounding situations the baby is, because even it would be like some kind of war, or but still, if the baby is in the lap of the mother or father, he knows that he is sheltered, he is loved, he is carried, and irrespective of whatever the external circumstances may be. So in the same way, also for most of us, also the external circumstances, they will not be like in that time now, no? Which we just had, which we had experienced for 1 month. So rather, we will have to face so many kinds of different circumstances. And yeah, that will be also one kind of testing, no, for us. So how much we have really realized, how much we have really internalized, what we have really got, no, from all these teachings which we were hearing and also witnessing or observing, because Babaji Maharaj's behavior and the pure sadhus' actions, or so many things we saw, and how much now stronger and resistant we have become, to face really our day-by-day life. So that should actually be the outcome. In Sanskrit, the word viraha means separation. Separation means viraha in Sanskrit. So they said vi, that means vishesh, special. Raha means rahasya, one special meeting, like one secret meeting. So, which is inside our hearts. But that feeling, or that can only take place if we have truly associated with the sadhu. Otherwise it will not be possible to get this feeling. It is only by the deep development of such a strong sambandha with Guru and Vaishnava that we will be able to, that we can even face the most adverse circumstances. But still, we feel always sheltered. Like if we see in the life of Prahlad Maharaj, for example, then we can also see how deeply he was really absorbed in the Supreme Lord and the devotees of the Supreme Lord. So even in the midst of all these very dangerous external attacks, like the ferocious wild animals were sent to kill Prahlad Maharaj, then he was thrown in some wells with snakes and scorpions and all of this, or like sometimes thrown from the hills and put into fire. So many poison, so many different kinds of attacks, very dangerous external attacks. But even his whole environment was so unfavorable, still he never lose really his patience. There are also some nice pictures where in internet you can find where all this, what I just mentioned, you can see Prahlad Maharaj always standing there very peaceful with folded hands, and he is always protected. So because he is really firmly or fixed in his actual sambandha with the Lord and his devotees. So nothing can shake him actually. So somehow or other we also have to reach internally such a stage, where we can feel always this strong divine connection between us, Guru and Vaishnava, and Bhagavan. Bhagavan is now far, but still Guru and Vaishnava, so that we can feel it. And in this way, then it will be very easy for us to deal also with all the daily life situations which we have to face and which are coming. So the main thing is, the more inner wealth we are carrying, the more easy becomes life. The more inner wealth we are carrying, the more easy becomes life. That is the main thing. So there's also one, I like to give this example. It was very impressive for me also when I saw it first time. I read about it, one tree. It's a famous tree. It's called the Tree of Life. And it's in the Arabian desert called Bayra. And there yearly, over the year, like 60 to 70,000 visitors, they come each year to see that phenomenon, because there's one hill, like a small slope, like not a hill, but because it's all desert, no? But in the desert always some up and downs, and this tree is standing there. So that tree is by now about approximately 400 years old, no? But it's a tree in the desert. So can you imagine that picture? How, because that dream, it has green lushy leaves, very nothing burned out or something. So it's quite a big wonder for everyone. Everybody is thinking, how is possible? So that question, many they had, also scientists, they were trying to figure out what is really they have their explanation. Scientists always, they have some explanation. So maybe this or that. And they say, yes, he is taking some overnight, no, some water is like stored in the sand, and somehow this tree is getting it. I don't know how, but they say like this, or he's taking from the air some water, and it's like this kinds of explanation. Nobody knows really. And the mystics, they say that's because that is like a tree from the Garden Eden. So that's why he's still alive. That's why he's blossoming in this kind of circumstances. So, and really, what is the main thing that you see? This tree is showing us really that even in the midst of the most unfavorable circumstances, one can blossom. No? How to blossom from inside? So Krishna consciousness is something very practical. It's not how much we memorize or like remember this or that like a parrot. No, it's everything has to do with our realizations, no, which we have developed in course of our Guru Seva. Maybe someone he can remember so many things, but if there is no Guru Kripa, then in the time of needs, that kind of knowledge will be not helpful. In the time of needs, no, we need it, but then we don't get it, we don't have it. So, and Sri Krishna himself has shown this with the pastime. You all can remember when Krishna and Sudama, they were going to the school of Sandipani Muni, and then one night it happened so that because Guru Mata, she needed some firewood to cook, and then she sent out those boys, and they were going, and it was not looking that such a heavy storm will come, so they just go. But then in course of their collecting firewood, it started to completely change, and so many clouds and heavy rain, and then still they had all the wood on their head, not even putting it down. So they were awake the whole night. Till in the morning, Sandipani Muni, he was running outside and calling, "Oh Sudama, Krishna, where are you, where are you?" And then somehow he was seeing them in this condition. And then in that way his heart was melting, no? Because that's now really these things make the heart of Guru melt, so that he can give us more and more blessings. And then he said that from now on I bless you that each and everything you have learned from me that you can remember it always. Because that is the thing, no? We hear so many things, but mostly in time of need we don't get it, we don't remember it. But Krishna has got the blessing because of Guru Kripa. So it's only possible in this way, no? That knowledge can appear in the times of needs. And so knowledge goes together with seva. It is always the rule. Tat vidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. So we have to, if we try to gather knowledge, then once Babaji Maharaj told that there was one devotee in the Gopinath Gaudiya Math, and he tried to collect all books. He was everywhere he was going, he buys some books. And then his room was full of books. And now he thought, now in this way, because now I can read, now I can dive into all the scriptures. That was his plan, but Krishna had another plan, because after some time he went out of his room and got married and entered Grihastha life. It was a brahmachari that time. So you see, because it's not possible to just by buying a lot of books that we can get the realizations, the vijnan, no? So that is meant, and so we need always to get knowledge. So first of all we need seva, we need to do seva, but also sangha, because knowledge always goes also together with sangha. Nobody can alone just sit somewhere. I can now buy all the books or just sit in one library alone, and just then in this way it will be not happen that really we get some deeper understanding, some deeper realizations which can help us in our life, in our daily activities, no? So that's why also it said that Chaitanya Bhaktir Gane Nitya Kore Sangha Tabede Janibo Siddhanta Samudra Darange. So if you want to know the deep Siddhanta, then you have to associate with the Gaudiya Bhaktas. That time, there was one devotee, he was reciting some poetry and it was full of rasabhas, and then Swarup Damodar said, in this way you cannot you have to associate with the pure devotees, with the Gaura Nichajan, the near and dear devotees, and then from them you hear, and automatically you will develop a deep understanding of Siddhanta. And also Tapan Mishra, he was also mainly studying or reading the scriptures alone. So he had not much association. That's why also later he said, Pahushasta Pahuvakya Chitta Brahma Hoy Sadhya Sadhana Shrestha Naha Hoy Nishchoy. So he said that Pahushasta, to hear so many, to read or hear so many scriptures, so many different vakyas, explanations about this, it creates only Chitta Brahma Hoy. So in the heart it will create some doubts if we hear too much alone. We cannot make any head and tail out of it. So that's why it has to be also, it's not just to be a bookworm and read some books somewhere. No, we need the Sangha, the right association, in which we can, if you are in the right association, then this comes automatically. And then also another thing is Shraddha, because knowledge also always, one need to go somewhere where I put my full faith. If I just go somewhere with, I have not full faith, then only hearing will not do. I cannot keep it. I cannot get any realizations out of that. So that's why it's faith which is necessary. And that is also said in the Bhagavad Gita. Shadavan lapede jnanam tatpara samyade indriya. There are two things actually. Faith, Shadavan lapede, if you want to develop faith, jnana, Krishna says, then you need faith. So you need to go to a right source where you have put your full faith in that. and then stay there. Don't run here and there. And then from that moment, the Gyan can transform into Vigyan. But also one has to be the senses, the indriyas. There has to be control over the senses. If I have no control over my senses, then also knowledge will not stay. These are all some holes. If we, sometimes Babaji Maharaj gives the example, or we hear always actually, that we need a pot, but if that pot has some holes, and these are all holes, in the case of if I want to get some Vigyan, if I have a life without seva, a life without sangha, a life without faith, then whatever I hear, it's just dropping down, and nothing I can really keep for myself. So, if all these conditions are fulfilled, then that Gyan can become Vigyan. So, and then in time of needs, it will come, it will be available. No? Because we want the inner meaning of Shastra to appear in our heart. It's actually Svata Siddha Gyan, it's self-manifested knowledge, which at some point there are some realizations that come from inside. Like you see, for the example, the life of Sadananda Swami. No, he also, after, when he went to, he started to associate with the disciples, Bhakti Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Goswami Maharaj in England already. And then when he got more and more inspiration, he was also coming to India and stayed for some time with Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then at that time, some time he spent with him. And after around 1939 or something, he had to go in this internment camp, because he had a German passport. So, and that was a big problem there. So he had to go in, it's not like a prison, but almost like a prison. For 6-7 years he was there inside. Can you imagine? And also so many things happened in this camp, because that was also the time where he met the first time, which later became his disciple, Balta Eidlitz. His name was then Bhamandas. And but in this camp, also unimaginable difficult circumstances externally, no? And so they had to all this, like in India, they live here. The poor people, they have some alu shed around their roof, and in the summertime, he said, his room, they would be so hot there, because they put them in small places, they have, and also in winter time it was extremely rough, because in India winter, if there's it's almost like outside, because the walls and everything, there he's saying, from the window the whole night, the cold air, because it was a broken window, and then also in the daytime on this outside veranda, all the people, the inmates, they were sitting, because there was next to them like a kind of football place, but those inmates, they were playing football, and they were all cheering at one time, and at one time, become sorrowful. So they were making this loud whistles with like a sound with by putting the finger in the mouth. And so it was all these circumstances, over this whole time period. Sometimes he was shifted from there to there, so they had no possessions. He was just sitting with one alu box which he had, and that he used as table. He was sitting cross-legged, and then on this box he kept some papers and was writing and translating. And in another box he had all his books and maps and some other papers, very nicely arranged. So Walter Idle is explaining when he saw him, because he said that he was still in all those circumstances very quietly and always absorbed and focused on his seva which he had, because he had got the taste, no? He has got this inner treasure. So also one thing, because it became worse, because one time one sergeant, he kicked him in the back without any reason. He was just doing some yoga exercise or some pranayama or something, and then this man, this sergeant from backside, kicked him in the back, and from that moment he had to undergo, because it makes some damage. So he was not feeling well at all. So 2 operations he had to go through, and they were also unsuccessful. So the whole time of this he had, and he says, if you really have to lie on the surgery bed where they do the surgery in this internment camp in India, somewhere there on the slopes of the Himalayas, it was Dehradun, that area. So then you can really see how much faith you have in the Krishna, how much faith you have in Gurudev. No? We have so easy circumstances, but we don't develop this faith in any way. So, but they are really, that is that inner well. It's not, there's something which, there is such a deep connection with Guru and Vaishnava, what they have, that even in such completely opposite circumstances, they can live peacefully at heart and do their seva, continue with their seva. No, he had a chronic infection, like always getting some high temperatures, middle of the night, and getting some low temperature. It could not be controlled unless later, when he came out, and it's a long story, but they had to bring him back to Basel, to Switzerland, and like this. So. But so such completely unfavorable circumstances were there with him. But he got this internal wealth. No? That wealth, from this I'm speaking. I'm not speaking from collecting knowledge or this and that. No, this is the inner wealth. To keep steady in all the circumstances. We want this. So, and he never complained. He even said that this was the most and the best way how I could show how much love I really have for Prabhupada and Krishna. So can you imagine, he is thinking that is the very favorable way so I could show my really love and dedication, because who knows what we would have done. Could we accomplish such a seva in such circumstances? What he has done, translating innumerable scriptures, word by word, from the Sanskrit to German. So it's really, we cannot even dream of these things. But why? Because he has got this inner wealth. So that's the main thing. And it is this invisible wealth. Nobody can see, when you can see a tree, one can see its branches, one can see its leaves, its fruits, but the roots, nobody can see. So they are invisible. No? And so if they are really deep, that means we are steady in life, like a rock. We are unshakable. It doesn't matter whatever is coming. So in the same way, the real treasure is the complete surrender and sharanagati, that what they have, but it's not always visible to us. Because in the cases of Prahlad Maharaj or Sadananda Swami, we can see it, but maybe not from all. Babaji Maharaj also, we see so many opponents, but still he is steady, and he is not in any way disturbed. He don't allow that anything can interrupt his seva. Even their very opponents or difficult situations. So, and from all those, their actions, they speak more than anything. So what counts are not the external things. We can chant all day, we can study all day, we can preach all day, But if at the end of the day we don't get any taste in Harinam, we have no realizations of Shastra, or the taste for Seva is not coming, then surely we must do something wrong. No? If we are not chanting the name of the Lord from the heart, like if we rather chant unmindfully, and so then what kind of result we will get? You know, if we hear Harikatha, study the scripture, and our mind is here and there, or so then what realizations we can really take? You know? Or if all these important ingredients which we before discussed are not there, so how I can get realizations? Or if we are just preaching and running here and there and doing so much seva externally just to collect more and more what we want, pratishta, or this and that, then from this kind of seva will we get actually any seva mood? No, it's not possible. So this is the main question which we have to ask. If at the end of our life we get those things, because anyway all other things, they will not stay with us. So everything is about this most important inner wealth in our bhajan life. If this inner wealth is there, then nothing can shake us. And for now, we had this time, we spent 1 whole month Damodar Vrat, so there was a great opportunity to collect also more and more of this inner wealth, no? Because it is there, the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, where we their feet we have to actually invest our time, our body, our mind, everything we should invest there. But materially, people, where they invest the things, no? They invest in their body, in their mind, in their wealth, their friends, their sons, their daughter, whatever. So, but very cruelly, time, an agent of Krishna, no, called Kala, so will come and forcefully take away everything. All the investments, they are just a green banana one will get. So like Babaji always says. So time will come and take away everything. We have to be prepared. Krishna says, Kalasmi, I am time. So actually it's the mercy of Krishna, because Krishna is coming in form of this time to, if he would, let's say, if he would not come, I mean, he comes because then we have a chance to always be remembered that this is not our place, this is not our place, this is not our place to live. So that's why all the time he takes everything away. But we are so proud of our abilities after investing so much time and energy. But what time is doing, so everything at one point will be taken away from us. No? We have to live with that. We also become proud of our possessions, maybe what we all have achieved, in which, in all these possessions which we have invested so much, but sooner or later, yeah, Kalosmi, I am time, I will come and take everything away from you. Be aware of this. We become very proud of our like so-called individual identities, no? I'm this, I'm that, I'm whatever we are. But also with time we lose all those wonderful titles which now appeared for some time period like smoke in the air, no? They just appear for sometimes and go. Really, we should think, if we get some title, for how long I will get this trophy or title or this, how long it is lasting, in which we have invested so much in all these titles, all our life. So, and finally, the last thing, that the death, Yamaraj will knock at our door. So then everything is now taken away from us. So really, we should be really thinking deeply about those things. And Babaji Maharaj also, he gave us the whole time warning to think about this and to change our vision of life, what matters really. So do we have a second option? Yes, we have. And so we have to invest all our energy, all our power, all our intelligence, all our possessions, all our wealth, everything in the service of Guru and Vaishnava. So then this will be, that kind of person will be the most intelligent, like Krishna says, Esha buddhimatam buddhi manisha jamanishinam yat satyam amritena martinatmodi amritam. So that one who really knows that by spending all these possessions for the service of Krishna, he will attain the greatest wealth. So in this way, we will then really develop some great power and some great wealth inside. If we use all this for Krishna, then inside our hearts will blossom more, they will become more full. And then also we become firmly rooted, and even that we can overcome very easily, because it's that, you know, it's not a full stop, it's just a comma in life. So there's nothing. And even if we serve Guru and Vaishnava, then what will be our destination? No? So we get such a great opportunity in life. So that is the thing. How much we invest in Guru and Vaishnava, that will also show how much we are firmly we are really fixed in adverse situations. No? Because that is the test. What is the use of practicing Krishna consciousness if in all these situations we fail? We don't have this inner strength, this inner resilience, this inner power. So that's why, please, all of you, come again and again to recharge your battery, and so that you always have enough energy to cope, no? all these different kinds of circumstances which life is bringing. And Prabhupada said that because only those who attain the kirtan of these pure devotees, they at the end can succeed. No? So that is the main thing, to sit at the lotus feet of the pure devotees, and then we will easily succeed. We will march forward without any problem. So to hear from the lips of a pure devotee, that really should be our only desire. No? If that is our real desire, and we have fixed this conviction, yes, I need to sit in front of Guru and Vaishnava, then automatically my life will become easy. All my circumstances, automatically, so much inner wealth and power will come. Because they are giving. No, it's not our power. It's like the moonshine has his power only from the sun. It's only borrowed. So if we shine also, or if we get some power, then it's because Guru and Vaishnava will give us power. So that is the thing. It's only because of them that we can really know, first of all, our real identity in life, no? And our real relationships with the Lord and all the devotees, those wonderful eternal associates of the Lord. It's innumerable associates, and they are all like oceans of mercy, like brilliant stars, no? Like Srila Bhakti Rakshak Ishtagoshthi also, Nicha Seva Kavanchita Darachintava, that they are all surrounded. So Prabhupada is surrounded by all his devotees like stars. So it's such a powerful devotees which are there for us, to help us. And but we have to know ourselves. They give us this knowledge first. No, it is also know thyself. No, it is ingrained, or it was ingrained in the temple of Apollo also in Delphi, where most of the early Greek philosophers, they have contemplated deeply on these things. No? Most important matters. This was very important for them to find us. So they have written it clearly, know thyself. So, and some of them, they were also successful. I think it was Socrates or someone who also, he just they gave him poison, and he said, yes, you cannot kill me. I know who I am. So they will have such a conviction, no, of the understanding of I am a soul. I am not a part of this material world. So unfortunately, nowadays all the educational systems or everything is based on external learning. No, nobody, they're on a broader scale, most of the people, they have no room to really look inside, to look inside ourselves, to discover and explore the inner world, no, which we all have inside. It's just based on external education, completely external education. So that's why one philosopher, he also said one time, the greatest service to humanity is to recognize one's own true nature. So it's a great statement, really, because the greatest service to humanity is to recognize one's own true nature. Really, because otherwise we are just like blind animals, no? Running after our, whatever our senses are dictating, we are running after. If we have no real understanding who we are, then also the whole human society gets spoiled. So only just one person who realizes, who recognizes his true nature, he is the greatest gift for this world, for humanity. So we need this. Another English writer also, he said that in this world of distraction, to be yourself is the greatest achievement. Maybe he said it, you can also say it, because in a material way you can also use it, but I mean rather because really, to be yourself. Who are we really, you know? And in a world of all distractions, to be ourselves in a world of all distraction is the greatest achievement. We don't need to achieve much, but if we have the external, if we have this, then maybe we are the most poor people externally, but that is the greatest achievement, to know ourselves, our real self. So really everything turns around the word I am. No? I am, but who is the I? Is it not the most, really, it should be the most important thing, not to know first, before we do anything else. Because to know what is the matter, then what is the nature of myself. We say human being, okay, so we are human, but what is the being? Who is the being? Who is the human? Who is this I? So if the entire life evolves like only around, if all is about this, no, then is there really, if everything evolves, I think, around it, then is there really one more important thing than to answer this question, who am I? So, because everything is based on it. How will I ever know or understand the nature of this universe and all my duty in relationship to it without understanding myself at the first place? So that's why to understand the universe through the finite minds means this world, no, it's never possible. If we look in that way, we cannot understand this world. It's like looking with the on white snowflakes with an orange tinged eyeglass. No? Then we see everything orange. Everything is colored. If everything goes to our finite minds, we cannot see the actual world with our eyes. It's impossible. So we have a distorted vision, a distorted understanding of everything. So imagine if the whole world is looking through their finite minds, through their orange tinged glasses, and try to solve the problems of this world. So what it creates only chaos. And that is what we see nowadays everywhere, because you look at the world. What is the world? If someone is it not a completely mad world? But that is happening because all they try to, in finite minds, they can never find any solution. So it is only that moment, from that moment, when we accept the higher authority, which is completely free and above the finite minds. That's why we always hear Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa, Karnapadava, Ishvara Vakya, Nahi Dosha Esaba. So, Ishvara Vakya, what the Lord says, and that means also His devotees, they are Nahi Dosha Esaba, they are always free from this defect. From what defect? First of all, Brahma, that means mistake. Like you see, they say, no, and everybody knows, to err is human. So it doesn't matter. All the scientists in every kind of possible field, how many mistakes are there? Just to give one example, with the Titanic, no? The whole Titanic was going out. It was the biggest passenger ship, no? Which could go, I think, from England to America. That was the route. But then in night time, they ignored some warnings of iceberg. It's a mistake. What happened out of these mistakes? No, thousands of people, they just were drowned in the ice water. They died all. So it's we are made to make mistakes. Brahmada, we are always in illusions. Now we speak about this. No, we are in illusion because we think this body. We think actually temporary things as eternal, and eternal things as temporary. That is our illusion, in a short way. So we identify with this body, with ourselves. So that's the greatest illusion. And in mathematics, if there's one mistake in the beginning, then you can do everything right after onwards, but still, that you cannot make up. And then the end result will be completely wrong. So it's it's a very serious thing. And to also the Karnapadava, so the material scientists, no? Because Karnapadava means defective perception. So on everything what we look, we cannot even, our senses, our eyes, they cannot even see small things. If it's too near to the eye, then you cannot see it. Even if there's some very small insect sitting, you cannot even see it. Or if something is very far away, we cannot see it. So with these senses, which are in the most way defective, to know something about this material world, with these senses we want to play the role of a scientist, or we want to play the role of a philosopher, or we want to play the role of an artist. So that's why, what do the scientists, the philosophers always say? Maybe, perhaps it's like this, maybe it's like that. So it's because they don't know. And they have no complete knowledge. So, and then they're instructing others. And then the next point comes with pralipsa. They're cheating. Because, yes, now my name, no, should also grow in the society. So somehow I can propagate this kind of understanding. And they become famous. But it was all only a maybe or perhaps thing. So, and that is cheating. So that is what all they do. This is what's going on in this world. So on which things we want to rely? We want to rely on Ishvara Ravakya, Nahi Dosha Yesava, which is free of any defect, or we want to rely on those culprits, those infinite minds. They are not capable of catching anything really essential. That's why also Einstein said, you can never solve the problems of this world with the same consciousness that has created it in the first place. Very wise. So it needs always some higher authority. The worldly people in this world, they're not able. They need some higher authority, which is coming in form of Shastra. That is the advice of Guru and Vaishnava. So if you ignore them, if you don't look at those things, then what did Srila Prabhupada Bhaktisiddhanta say? He also said, don't try to listen all those voices of popular wisdom in this world. Rather, try always to listen to the realized souls. So people are not listening to the realized souls. That's why they have a big chaos and they are all completely in trouble. So, but as Babaji Maharaj said, that or that really only do those who have kicked so much by Maya and they have seen the naked picture of this world, all their fallacies and traps and wronggoings, then they will ask this question, who I am really? And they will try to do something in that direction. They will do something else, no? These are the deeper questions of life. If I don't get answers of this question, then okay, I roll and I roll again and again. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi chat shayane shayanam. So Shankaracharya is also saying, yes, you take birth, again you die in the womb of a mother, again you die, you take again birth in some kind of mother, in any species. So yeah, that's the circle of life, how we are captured in this samsara, no? In this wheel of... and that's why the first thing, what Vedanta says, atato brahma jigyasa. No? We heard this also. When the discussion was there, we can slowly try to, in the next, over the next weeks and months, so everything what we have heard that time, to go a little bit into that again. So, but that was Atato Brahma Jigyasa, where this the discussion with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So all starts with the inquiry, about the higher reality. And because in this world everyone is bewildered completely, like drunken with the Maya's liquor, no? So nobody can help us from all of those people. Nobody. We are completely lost, but we put our faith very faithfully in all of those things. We listen, yes. But from where? We have really to question. Did they understand anything of the actual reality? Otherwise, we should keep a distance, from all those people. They can never give us any eternal solutions. So everything around us is guided by these so-called finite minds, which creates the biggest distraction actually in this world. Now the people, they can point out so many things. They can say, yes, so many things they tell, no, this ruins us, or this distracts us. Maybe it's the social media nowadays, maybe it's the lifestyle, maybe these addictions or politicians or whatever. But actually the only culprit is not these things. There can be that, but it's the root is this finite minds. It sprouts all from there. This garbage, this misunderstanding, this whole. So it's not only the bad things, which are things what this finite mind creates, but also all the good things, because it's coming from the same source. So it doesn't matter if this is something bad or something. Actually, these terms are also not applicable in reality. But let's say like some architecture or culture or social dealings or art and everything. So if these things is all tinged with these orange glasses, not a finite mind, then it means, yes, I am this body, I am this mind, I am the enjoyer. So, and on this wrong identity, the whole world is now running. And accordingly, it is designed. So everything what we see outside is designed like for this. In this world, everybody turned away from their real self. And mistakenly they take this, they think of this material body and mind of their self. And that's why they roam around. The whole day, their whole life is about this, and all what they create is about this. So there's nothing really interesting for us. So everything we see has come out from their deceptive minds. So we need really people, those who are awake, those who or those who wake us up from this bad dream. Because whatever problems we are having in a dream, they are not really our problems. Our main problem is how to wake up. Then everything falls into its place, right place. Awake. We have to awake back to reality. in a dream, maybe I can be a beggar, one time I can be a king, but as soon as I wake up, nothing of this is relevant anymore. That's why it was William Shakespeare, he also said, the world is like a stage, no? And all the women and men, they are like merry players. And they have their entrance and they have their exits. And one man in his time plays many parts. Brilliant. It's very nice. If you see this from the soul perspective, really, we are like this, no? We have our entrance, our exit, and in between of that, we play our roles. Not only one role, so many roles we play, no? We are brilliant actors, completely under this illusion of material energy. Material energy is letting us dance on this stage, which we call the world, which we call our home. But that's why the Upanishads are saying, Utishtata Jagrata Prapyavaram Nipodata. Wake up, wake up. And really take advantage of this human life, no? Of this human form. No scientist, no religious movement can help us, really, in true sense. The science or religion, which is based on this kind of finite understanding, finite mind, can it really help us? No, never. In no way, really. And that's why we can see no solutions, no real solutions, no harmony. So it will never be possible for a society based on these finite minds, because it creates always conflict, disharmony, and we see it everywhere. If we are not blind, what is the world about? It's all about these conflicts and disharmony. Everybody tries to solve something, but from which standpoint? So their standpoint is the wrong point. Like this example with the mathematics. Okay, they identify one mistake they did at the beginning, and then everything else is also out of order. So it's a huge paradigm shift, which is the shift from this material body and mind consciousness to our real self, to our soul consciousness, more clearly to Krishna consciousness, to Chaitanya consciousness. And that is why we need higher authorities. So the leaders of the society, they must be pure Vaishnavas. Now we don't have them as leaders, so that's why no wonder that this and that is happening. But if you have pure Vaishnava, because from that moment a society is really based on this really true nature, then the next step will be to know our relationship with the Lord. If I know myself, then I also start to understand my relationship with the Lord. And if this is understood and lived by heart, then also all the externals, they will take a very sweet turn. No? Now the vision has completely changed, and everything which is now onwards built on this vision, on this right vision, no more with the orange glasses. So it will be automatically beautiful, it will be automatically harmonious, it will be of actual use. So I can give one example from South India, just to understand this model which Madhavacharya gave. And Madhavacharya gave this model which also later our Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, used. That is the system of the Madh, of the Gaudiya Math. But Madhavacharya, Srila Prabhupada used the same ideas of Madhavacharya in his mission. Madhavacharya started with this to make a central point, which is, in that case it was Balakrishna. You can see it. I also went one time to Udupi. I saw this Balakrishna, Balagopal, very beautiful. And it's like a completely different world. You think like you're back for 500-700 years, and they have the same system. It's really nice. Only candles are in the temple, I mean only fire, and it's a totally different experience. But what they do, so Madhavacharya arranged it in that way, that the whole city there, it turns just around Balakrishna. So all their their daily activities, all what they sell, or their market, their art and culture, the festivals, what they make, the drama, everything is dedicated to the center. And that's the same, what all the Gaudiya Maths are for, no? To redirect us, to give us the center point again. What we have to run to Gaudiya Math, because that is the center. That's the center of the universe. Is Radha and Krishna is there, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is there, around all those pure devotees. So if the world is that, but you see, so many Gaudiya Maths are established, but because they are not understanding, they are still living all in their finite minds. That's why the Gaudiya Math has such a huge preaching mission actually to do. And that was Prabhupada. He wanted to change the whole world, to put again back to this center. But you see, he did so much, which we cannot even imagine. But still, you see the most of the people what direction they run, because at the end it's always like Prabhupada said, that you cannot, the jiva has always the right of their own decision. So we cannot force them. They cannot be forced. No, they have always their own willpower at the end, so they can decide. So that's what, unfortunately, a big problem, because we want to be in illusion actually. So so it is only when the jiva first turn towards the Lord that everything after becomes useful and beautiful, because all should be in the service of the center, and that model is shown by Madhavacharya, by Gaudiya Math. So in this way, that's why if you really with a cool brain understand all these concepts, then Krishna consciousness becomes very easy and very clear. So otherwise all good qualities, or so-called technical advancement, whatever it is, be it all the philosophy, all the art, all the architecture, everything that can never be counted really as actual good qualities or advancement. Because like Srila Bhakti Vallabha Goswami Maharaj, he gives one example. He says that he said that there's one boy, and this boy is very beautiful, and so even if one smears his body of this small boy with mud or some dirt, still it gives much happiness to the parents, to the mother and father, no? And then what to speak, he said, of if this boy will be decorated with new fresh clothes, shining ornaments, so he will be so beautiful. But he said, if the life leaves this body, then even you use the most costly garments and ornaments, but if it's a dead body, will that body give happiness to someone? So similarly, when there is no devotion to Krishna, when there is no devotion to the Vaishnavas, to the devotees, there is no life in our existence, no? Otherwise it is only an outward show, like it has no value at all. And that's why it said, the Srimad Bhagavatam says, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati kinchana sarva gunastata samasate sura harawa bhaktasya kuto mahatguna manoratenna sati tavato bahi. That yes, all good qualities, they become manifested in a devotee, but only in a devotee. But those who are engaged in the material activities, all their seemingly so-called good qualities, they have no life at all if they are not in connection with Krishna and the Vaishnavas. So in this way, we must try to base our life really on the level of soul consciousness, of Krishna consciousness. and of all these principles which the Gaudiya Math is teaching us, trying to teach us. Otherwise, for millions of lifetimes, we have to roam around in this world of death. It's the world of death, nothing else. So, and really nothing is more powerful for the, painful. Nothing is more painful for the soul than this, to run around here in this mortal, in this deadly place, no? All around death, all temporary. So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to share something of this most valuable and important wisdom, which I hopefully also by all your blessings and prayers I also will realize more and more. And today is also today we have a little bit overtime, I know already, but it's also the disappearance of Saranga Thakur. And just because my Gurudev always said we have at least to shout their name out if we don't know much about them, but we can also read something about. Today there was also one article, and Saranga Goswami, he was there, those who went to Navadvip, I think last year we went there to Mamgachi. It is near the residence also of Vrindavan Thakur, and there's also one hollow tree is there. Those who can maybe remember, it's an old tree, a bakul tree, which is inside hollow. And he witnessed all this incident because especially one time Mahaprabhu, he came after some Sankirtan and he asked Saranga Murari that, you can accept, why you don't accept some disciple? You know, you have so much work also to do in your ashram there, and you are out with me on Sankirtan, so make some disciple. But he said, no, there's no one qualified. So, but Mahaprabhu said, yes, he will become qualified because by associating with you. And then he made a vow that, okay, next day, the first person I will meet, I will give mantra initiation. And then he did this, and what happened? One corpse, no? In India it can happen, that you go to the Ganga or something and suddenly one corpse is smiling at you. And so that was the case, and then he just put his body out and he recited the mantra in the ears of this corpse, and really the corpse became alive. So, and that's also nothing strange, because actually if we truly speak, no, we are all like that. Like Babaji Maharaj always says, like we are like living corpses, no, because our consciousness is so low, and so in that way, when we receive that mantra from Guru and Vaishnava, then it can also review our life. So, but okay, that was the case. It was really physical, dead before and then alive. And then this boy said, yes, that yesterday it was my sacred thread ceremony. I got the sacred Brahman thread, and but then one black snake, it came and bite me, and so that's what he knows. But his parents also, they heard of that incident, that Saranga Thakur, he gave life to their son again, because they told that we tried everything to save you, give so much medicine and this and that, and finally we had to, because it is the rule that by a snake bite one cannot be burned. So that's why we throw you in the Ganga. And in this way, fate came like this, that finally Saranga Thakur brought him out of the water and gave back life. And the parents also wanted to stay, that he stays with them again, but he did not want, and then he became initiated. And his name is Saranga Murari. And once there, it's in the writings of my Gurudev that once there was one ascetic and he came riding on a tiger, very brave, to show what kind of cities, what opulence he has, and to have the darshan of Saranga Thakur. And Saranga Thakur, he was just brushing his teeth, and then he thought, oh, he's a superior, so I should go out. He was sitting on one wall, and then Saranga Thakur, he was sitting on the wall and went out with this wall. So he was riding on the wall. And then, that humbled that so-called yogi. And in this way, so now I think I will not, because it's coming too late for all of you. I don't want also to take too much your precious time, so please excuse me. And if somebody wants to say something or correct me or add something, then please feel free. And
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Thank you for the beautiful and inspiring Harikatha. Thank you for all. And Lord, Dandavat.
Okay, then we stop. Okay. So then we can try to, by the blessing of Guru and Vaishnava, we can meet next week again. And so you all pray. So then this will be possible. Thank you very much. Dandavat Pranam to all.